Now the arrangement of the beam is as shown over here. So we are having a simply supported beam of total span length of 10 meter, so 5 meter plus 5 meter, so this is known as the span length. Now it is having a point load of 15 kilonewton acting at a distance of 5 meter from left hand support, that is A, and for the remaining length, that is from C to B, for 5 meter length, the uniformly distributed load of 5 kilonewton per meter is acting. Now we'll convert the uniformly distributed load of 5 kilonewton per meter into a point load. So 5 kilonewton per meter means for 1 meter length, the load that is acting is 5 kilonewton. Then for 5 meter length, it will be 5 into 5, that is 25 kilonewton acting at the center of 5 meter length, that is 2.5 meter. So in this way, we have converted the uniformly distributed load into a point load of 5 into 5, that is 25 kilonewton acting at the center of 5 meter, that is 2.5 meter length. So now we are having reactions at A and B, that is RA and RB respectively, and now this is point load of 15 kilonewton and this is uniformly distributed load which we have converted into point load of 5 into 5, that is 25 kilonewton. Now we'll apply the conditions of equilibrium. The first condition is summation of forces in y direction is equal to 0. Upward forces are considered as positive, whereas downward forces they are considered as negative. RA and RB, these are the reactions which will support this downward acting load. So they are acting in the upward direction and hence they are positive. Whereas these particular loads 15 kilonewton and 5 into 5 kilonewton, they are acting in the downward direction and hence they are negative. So RA plus RB is equal to 40 kilonewton because this is minus 15 and this is minus 25, that is minus 40, and that minus 40 when we will transfer it on the right hand side, it will become plus 40 kilonewton. Now we'll take moment about point A. You can take moment about any of these particular supports. So this particular reaction RB, it will produce anti-clockwise moment about point A, and the distance between B up to A is 5 plus 5, that is 10 meter. Now as this is anti-clockwise moment, it is negative, so this is minus RB into 10 because moment is force multiplied by perpendicular distance. This 15 kilonewton, this particular arrow will produce clockwise moment about A and perpendicular distance is 5, so it is 15 into 5, that is clockwise moment, and clockwise moment is positive, so this term is positive. Then this 5 into 5, 25, this will also produce clockwise moment about A and hence it is positive, and the perpendicular distance from this point up to A is 2.5 plus 5, that is 7.5, and as it is a clockwise moment, it is positive. So 5 into 5, that is total load multiplied by 7.5. So this is also clockwise. Now make the calculations so that we can easily find out the value of RB. So 262.5 is equal to RB into 10. So transfer this minus RB into term on the right hand side, it will become positive, and this particular calculation will give us 262.5. Divide 262.5 by 10, so value of RB will be 26.25 kilonewton. Substitute in equation 1, correct? So that we'll get the value of RA from this. Now RA will be equal to, transfer this plus RB on the other side, it will become minus RB. So 40 minus 26.25, so it will be nothing but 13.75 kilonewton. Now using these values, so as we have already seen, these are the anti-clockwise moment. This is the anti-clockwise moment produced by RB, clockwise moment produced by 15 kilonewton, and 5 into 5 that will also produce clockwise moment that we have already seen over here. Now we have to draw shear force diagram. Now, the conventions which we have used are upward forces are positive and downward forces are negative. Now we have to start from the left hand support. At point A, we are having upward acting force of RA of 13.75 kilonewton, so it is positive because upward forces are positive. Shear force at left of C, that is C left. There is no other force that is acting between A and just at the left of the C, so whatever the shear force that is there at A, the same will be acting at left of the C. But exactly at point C, there is a downward acting force of 15 kilonewton, and as it is downward acting, it is negative. So 13.75, that is our previous value, minus 15, so that will give minus 1.25 kilonewton. Now at the left of the B, just at the left of the B, we have to take into consideration the uniformly distributed load of 5 into 5. Okay? For 1 meter, it is 5 kilonewton. Then for 5 meter, it will be 5 into 5. So, and as it is acting in the downward direction, it is negative. So, minus 1.25, that is our previous value, minus 25, that is minus 26.25. But exactly at point B, there is an upward acting force of 26.25. So, minus previous value is minus 26.25 plus 26.25, so that value is 0. Now using these values, we have to draw the shear force diagram, and that is shown over here. Now the last step is to find out the bending moment diagram. Now we know that at the end of the simply supported beam, bending moment is 0. So bending moment at A is 0 and bending moment at B is also 0. For calculating the bending moment at point C, we have to consider all the forces which are acting on the left hand side of C. So this RA, there is only one force, that is RA, and it will produce clockwise moment about point C, and perpendicular distance between A and C is 5 meter. So between A and C, the perpendicular distance is 5 meter, and reaction force is 13.75. So it is 13.75 into 5, that is 68.75 kilonewton meter. Now using these values, we can easily draw the bending moment diagram. So it starts from 0, becomes maximum at point C, and again becomes 0. Now from C to B, there is a U.D.L, so we are having the parabolic distribution over here. So in this way, we can draw shear force and bending moment diagram in case of a simply supported beam carrying point load and uniformly distributed load. Thank you very much for watching.